I deserve to explore choices, she declared while perched on some other dude's lap. I stood up and exited the gathering silently, blocking her contact right there in the rideshare. She appeared at my place around 3 a.m., knocking loudly on the door. I stayed quiet inside. She remained out there weeping until dawn. Hey audience, before continuing with the story, remember to subscribe to the channel and smash that like button if you're interested in more tales like this one. Appreciate it. Sophia and I crossed paths 2 years ago at a common friend's backyard grill party. She was that lively, extroverted personality, constantly drawing eyes with her infectious laughter that could brighten any space. As for me, I'm the steady type who stays in the shadows, ensuring everybody has refreshments and the barbecue stays under control. We connected instantly. She was dealing with a tough period, recently single after a messy split, and I supported her fully, letting her rant about her former partner, assisting with her relocation when she couldn't hire help. I even paid her rent for a few months after she was let go from her position at that clothing store in the city center. She described herself as an independent soul, pursuing freelance roles in digital marketing, though in reality, it involved endless social media browsing and big aspirations while I managed the everyday responsibilities. I was devoted beyond reason. Dedicated. I'd drop hangouts with my friends if she required my presence, rush over town late at night if she was having a rough time. Recall last winter. She caught a severe case of the flu. I requested leave from my job, delivered hot soup, medications, streamed her preferred series despite disliking them. She'd joke about my excessive kindness, but I believe that's what true affection meant, being present. We discussed long-term plans, fully sharing a home since we were already halfway living together in my condo, perhaps a vacation by the ocean. I wasn't pressing for commitment like marriage, yet I envisioned us creating something solid. She'd remark things like, "You're my anchor, Ryan," and I took it to heart. However, in retrospect, there were warning signs. She'd have these ladies' outings that lasted until early morning, returning with scents of cigarettes and vague explanations. I'd inquire lightly, and she'd react sharply, "I require freedom, Ryan, you're suffocating me." Emotional distance, that's probably the term. She'd subtly contrast me with others. Mark from the office is so daring, constantly organizing unplanned getaways. Mark, sure, he was her colleague at that tech firm, the sort who shares workout photos online and rants about digital currencies as if it's his passion. I didn't dwell on it initially. Possessiveness wasn't in my nature. Yet it accumulated, this sense that I served as her fallback while she browsed for thrills. Jump ahead to the gathering. It was hosted at our pal Tom's place, a relaxed event with drinks, tunes, around 20 attendees. Sophia had been aloof the entire week, fixated on her device, but she urged us to attend as a pair. "It'll be enjoyable," she claimed. Upon arrival, she immediately started socializing as I fetched beverages for us. I noticed her on the other side, giggling with Mark. Nothing alarming, correct? But soon she's brushing his arm, getting uncomfortably close. My gut churns, yet I remain composed, discussing jobs with Tom. About 60 minutes later, I glance again, and she's comfortably seated on Mark's lap as if it's normal. His palm rests on her leg, and they're murmuring secrets. Guests are observing, giving me sympathetic looks. Heat rises to my cheeks, but I avoid confrontation. Rather, I approach calmly, place her beverage on the nearby surface. She glances up, with a slight grin, as if anticipating my reaction. "Sophia, care to explain?" I question, maintaining a steady tone. No raising voice, no drama. She sighs dramatically, staying put on his lap. "Seriously, Ryan. Stop overreacting. I deserve to explore choices. You're far too foreseeable." Mark understands. He embraces the now. Mark laughs lightly, ignoring my presence. "Come on, bro, relax." Her statement stings deeply. Choices. Despite all we'd shared, she continues, deepening the wound. "We've dated for 2 years, but truthfully, you restrict me. I want a partner who pushes me, not merely covers expenses. Exclusive relationships are so old-fashioned these days. I assumed you'd be okay with me discovering others. I never agreed to that, not once." Yet she persisted, defending her actions with that arrogant, belittling attitude, as if I was the irrational one. "You're kind, Ryan, but kindness alone doesn't cut it now. Mark and I connect. You ought to seek someone who matches your vibe." The space shrinks, attention focused on us. Embarrassment surges, but I refuse to plead or debate. Why bother? I acknowledge briefly. All right. That's my only response. I pivot, snatch my coat, and depart. No explosion, no emotion shown. Pure withdrawal. During the ride home, notifications flood in. Messages from her. Hold on. You're actually walking out? Mature up, Ryan. Followed by, this explains why people don't respect you. You flee. Distorted reasoning, blaming me instead. I gaze at the display, pulse racing, then restrict her contact. Straightforward. Urban glows streak past, and I absorb the quiet. Why this happening to me? What wrong did I commit? Memory flashes. The occasion I gifted her surprise passes to her desired show, only for her to cancel suddenly for an office event with Mark. Efforts I invested, assuming it strengthened our bond. Currently, it seemed like mockery aimed at me. I arrive home, fix a beverage, settle in the dim living room. Doubt circulates. Had I overlooked clues? Was I that oblivious? Yet beneath, a silent determination emerges. Enough. Then the knocking begins. Near 3 a.m., forceful thuds on the entrance. Ryan, let me in. We must discuss. Her tone, slightly impaired. Likely continued the festivities post my exit. I pause, device gripped, but remain still. She knocks fiercer. Please, that's not what I intended. Mark was simply exciting. You're exaggerating. I detect her slumping against the door, weeping. Ryan, please. I regret it. Open up. The sobs reverberate in the corridor, intense and pleading. A portion of me, the former version, urges to unlock, console her as usual. But images of her on his lap flood back. Her remarks cutting me publicly. Absolutely not. I dim the lights, retire to bed, allowing her to face consequences. At daybreak, the sounds cease. I check the viewer. She's departed, leaving a wrinkled message. Contact me. We can repair this. I wad it up, discard it. That day, I replace the locks, precautionary. Gather her belongings dispersed about. Garments, cosmetics, the pendant I presented, and store in a container in the storage. No urgency to give back. I report illness to employment, pass the day solo. Not moping. Precisely. Rather, reflecting. The injustice bites. I offered all, and she viewed me as reserve. But shouting achieves nothing. Pleading? Absolutely not. Withdrawing was my sole option. In the following days, the quiet overwhelms. Shared acquaintances message. Uncomfortable. Learned about the event. You all right? I reply concisely. Yes, progressing forward. No slandering her. That's unlike me. Internally, however, the doubt persists. Evenings are challenging. I relive the moment, wonder if I was overly routine. But gradually, perspective changes. I begin workouts, relink with friends I'd ignored, enroll in that delayed web class. Minor actions, yet they accumulate. Sophia? She's vanished now. Restricted across platforms. And wow, it senses like pure relief. Update. Roughly a month after that evening, and truthfully, I figured blocking her closed the chapter. How mistaken. But allow me to update on subsequent events, gathered via shared contacts, regardless. I avoided probing. Individuals simply contacted, likely since the gathering aftermath circulated rapidly in our group. Apparently, Sophia's choices weren't the treasure she imagined. She dove headfirst into a relationship with Mark post my departure. Shifted items to his residence in days, sharing ambiguous posts online about fresh starts and embracing liberty. Our circle noticed issues immediately. Mark's the charismatic party type, but chaotic privately. Erratic employment record, jumping roles, known for squandering money on foolish ventures like virtual currency gambles that flop. Sophia resigned from her position suddenly, claiming need for pursuing interests alongside him. Major error. Retribution arrived swiftly. Around 6 weeks later, it fell apart. Mark revealed his real side. Verbally harsh. Starting arguments over trivial matters. Insulting her upon querying his nocturnal absences. Contacts mentioned she'd arrive at meals appearing exhausted, justifying emotional wounds. Then the major hit. He exploited her. Depleted her modest funds on supposed shared experiences that were actually his drinking expenses, then was unfaithful with a woman from his fitness center. Ended it abruptly. Evicted her without warning. She resorted to sofa surfing at a pal's. Penniless and alone. Her standing plummeted as well. The gathering episode? Widely discussed. Initial defenders among friends, claiming she was self-discovering. Changed opinions upon revelations. Message from Tom. Bro, she's declining. Mark portrayed her negatively in online split announcements. She forfeited some contracts as patrons learned of the turmoil and avoided complications. Alone. Unemployed. No contingency. Like a fragile structure crumbling. And yes, it seemed justified. I didn't celebrate. I was occupied reconstructing personally. But learning it validated escaping danger. I remained distant throughout, centered on self. Secured a minor advancement professionally. Began weekend trails. Even tried some light dating. No haste. Simply savoring independence. The bewilderment from that evening evolved to understanding. Her disloyalty reflected her issues, not mine. I processed the inequity for weeks, recalling being her foundation only to be cast aside. But presently, it drove my improvement, not resentment. Update 2. Alright. Community. Here it intensifies. The reunion efforts began gradually but escalated dramatically. Initially, around 2 months after the gathering, an unfamiliar number messages. Ryan, it's Sophia. Let's converse. I aired greatly. Meet up? No reply from me. Restricted. Then different number soon after. Please, listen. Mark was an error. You're the sole genuine carer. I disregarded. Yet she intensified. Calls commenced. Messages accumulating. Ryan, answer. I know you're listening. I was foolish, all right. Choices. Stupid statement. I want you again. Her tone broke. Pleading. As if I'd yield as previously. No response. Then her circle intervened. One contacted. Hi, Sophia is suffering deeply. Speak with her. She deeply regrets. Manipulative, yes? Imposing as if I must resolve her issues. Her relatives followed. Her mother rang from a familiar contact. Probably sourced from past. Ryan, dear, Sophia is struggling. You devastated her by leaving then. Rise above and offer another opportunity. The double standard stunned me. Devastated her. Following public shaming me, I was brief. Mrs. Ellis, it's over. No more calls. Restricted. Sophia's tries grew urgent. Days later, message via email. Ryan, apologies for all. Mark mistreated me. Left me broke. Now I see you as my haven. Restart? I'll improve. Urgency evident in each line. No response. Then she appeared in my office entrance area midday, sitting with swollen eyes. Staff alerted me. I instructed removal. That evening, further messages from new number. Why silent? I bared my soul. You're unkind. Then fury emerged. Messages became hostile. How can you ignore like this? After our history, you're merciless, Ryan. Explains why I sought choices. You're dull and detached. Revealing her nature. Reversing blame once more. Her sibling message too. My sister is crumbling due to you. Step up and communicate. Distasteful entirely. Pressuring as if indebted. I replied solely to sibling. Sophia selected her path. Honor mine. Restricted. Throughout, I remained level. No reactions. No pity. Reason? I'd advanced. Adopted photo capturing as interest. Connected with fresh faces at events. Even began light relationship. Name her Lisa. Warm. Encouraging. Straightforward. Sophia's contacts. Merely disturbance now. It underscored my progress. From bewildered and pained to composed and liberated. Final update. This leads to recent weekend. The pinnacle. Shared friends celebration at an urban lounge. Casual. Yet I nearly avoided potential conflict. But no. It's my existence. No avoidance. I arrive with Lisa. Confident. Fresh attire. Career boost radiance. Venue lively. Pals greet warmly. Sharp look, dude. Then, Sophia enters. Unkempt. Tresses disarrayed. Attire wrinkled. As if sleepless. Sees me. Rushes over. Ryan. Finally. Private discussion needed. Her gaze shifts to Lisa. Squinting. Group silences. I remain steady. Drink in hand. Sophia. No discussion required. She insists. Please. I now know you were it. Mark was poisonous. He struck me. Took all. I erred on choices. Exclusive with you is my desire now. Pardon me. Double standard evident. Somehow blaming me for her actions. Lisa grips my hand. But I manage. You selected Mark. Shame me publicly. Currently, you're insignificant. I've created superior. Functions well. Existence calm. Your issues? Mine no longer. Her expression falls. But I adore you. Stop this. Repair us. Steady. No hesitation. No us exists. You showed me self-worth. Grateful for the lesson. But finished. I redirect to friends. Talk flows again. She pauses briefly, tears forming, then exits angrily. Afterward, pals noted she waited outdoors, weeping similar to that door night. But I enjoyed with Lisa. Moved to music. Fully advanced. Sophia's pleading. Her retribution. I'm flourishing. Old shadows gone. Thanks for listening. Remember to subscribe and like. Thoughts on this tale? Comment below.